Hey everybody, welcome to the show, welcome to the channel. Driving by a friend's house right now. I want to say hi and encourage you, if you're thinking about leaving suburbia, you're thinking about bouncing out of your giant metroplex where you can buy anything and everything and go to see movies all hours of the night, and museums and parks and a million different things that you don't actually do, but you just like the idea of doing. Move to a small place. Move to a small town. Move to Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas, Ohio, maybe Michigan, places like that. I don't know. Someplace that's not huge. Because I just went and bought a, wherever it is, little unit. We went to sleep last night, and the heater is not working, so it stopped working. So I've been spending multiple hours on my day off, which, you know, that happens, on figuring out what the issue is with our heater.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Kentucky Route 226.
Our friend Siri. Anyway, it's not really Siri, I gotta Google. Point is, I needed to figure out the thing. So you're building with your hands. I didn't just call a guy. I don't know anything about HVAC. I don't know anything about any of these things.
Take the next left onto Kentucky Route 226.
Take the next left, fake Siri. Yes, I will. 226 right here. And so I did it, spent multiple hours, figured it out.
Continue on Kentucky Route 226 for 1.5 miles.
Gonna figure out where I live before I... Knights of Columbus. Anchorman. Anyway, it's nice right now here in Kentucky, 4:53 on a Monday. Anyway, so point is, I figured out what I needed, and it's like this little igniter, basically like a pilot light, but I guess they don't really use pilot lights much anymore. So I figured it out, looked at it. I was texting a member at the church who's an electrician, and he says, yeah, that's probably it. I looked at it, finally pulled the thing out. It's totally cracked, messed up. You can tell that it's obviously not working right. So it's not igniting, it's not creating any flame, therefore it's not creating any heat, etc. In fact, I'm just gonna pull over here, right here. So I searched, I was like, well, let me buy it on Amazon. Yeah, maybe wait, I don't know. So my neighbor, or not my neighbor, but my fellow church member, he said, well, why don't you just reach out to an HVAC guy? So I reach out to an HVAC guy, call him. Yeah, I'm on a call, but I'll get back to the shop soon. Great. Like, let's just, just look at this, right? This is just a random video. This is like small town against the world for the world video. Because again, if you're thinking of moving, you're like, I don't know if we could do it. I don't know if we can make it. Listen, I used to live in Los Angeles. I used to live an hour from the beach, from the mountains, from the desert, from all sorts of play, museums, movies, plays, Hollywood Walk of Fame. I used to live within an hour of all of that. And now I don't care at all. So if you're in some big city or like, you know, a couple 100,000 people and you're like, I just couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. Yeah, you can. You totally can do it. Now you might have to do something like this. I mean, there's 6 cows there and 18 cows over there, 20, 15, I don't know, 25 cows right here. They're looking at me like, what is he doing? This isn't my house. Wish it was, that'd be nice. Anyway, back to the point. I reach out to a local guy, not Amazon, because I just finished John Harris's conversation with a guy named John Moody, who's all about like small business, farming, being independent, really fighting in like a good way, not just saying you're fighting. It's a good conversation. Check that out if you haven't. His story is a lot like my story. He's actually in Kentucky too. I'm going to try and talk to him for the channel. Look out for that at some point. But he inspired me to say, you know what, let me just pause Amazon for a moment, see if there's something else. So I found one, you know, a little piece. It's $40 here and $60 there, $70. This is the piece. I just got it, right? And so I call the guy. Yeah, it's $40. Great. So I just went out to his shop just now. That's why I'm driving back from my town into my town. It's about 20 minutes away. Not only does, you know, we start talking about faith and this and that, but he knows my house. And not only does he own my house, he knows it because he installed the heating and air conditioning units for the prior owners who were there for about 5-6 years, a younger couple that we bought the house from, and they really fixed it up. You don't get that in a big town. You just don't get that. And I wouldn't have gotten that story, wouldn't have gotten that connection had I bought it from Amazon. Now I'm about 99% sure that this is the problem, and prayerfully it will be fixed. But just know that, like, small town life, yeah, some people might have an accent. They might sound a little different. They might not have a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD, but who cares in one sense? Like, these are real people. They're still image bearers. Doesn't mean they're stupid. Doesn't mean they're smart. They're people. I mean, there's way more stupid people, trust me, living in LA, living in Louisville for a number of years, both. There's way more stupider people in cities than there are in more rural country, small towns. So anyway, if you've been thinking about it, if you've been thinking about moving, considering it, I mean, I'm happy to tell you, what we do and kind of stuff we do, and we care about our food. We try and eat healthier, and there's some things you have to change or some adjustments, but man, it's well worth it. The family I just drove by, the husband works like an hour away up in Louisville, and they do homesteading, farming, huge gardening. She does a whole greenhouse, and we've been over there to their house before, and they're not members of the church, although I'm trying to persuade them. They're a little bit further away. Ooh, these cows are fighting. Nice. The cows other two are fighting. Look at this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. No, they all quit. Here, let me switch this over. Can you switch it? Look at this. You're not getting... This is like... Well, you might get something like this in the city, inner city, but it would be humans and not cows. Look at this. The other guys like ran over, they're like, hey, what are you doing? They don't even have any horns, and they're like bucking around like they're all upset. Little bonus. This is like the prancing cows of Bashan from the Old Testament. Or the fat cows of Bashan, right? Now this video just got weird real fast, right? Fat cows of Bashan. So we go a little closer. There we go. This is the weirdest video I've made in a while. Look at these guys. All right. That was free. That was just totally free. That was an extra one. Anyway, if you want to reach out to me, rthco@protonmail.com, rthco@protonmail.com, and you're like, hey, yeah, I do want to leave my big city. I do want to leave my, maybe you're in Dallas and you want to move to a smaller part of Texas, or you're in Louisville and you want to move to a smaller part of Kentucky, or in Nashville and you want to move to a smaller part of Tennessee, whatever. There's a lot of good churches. The Lord is moving a lot of different people around. I've heard more than one story of people thinking and kind of getting that feeling that God's moving people and shuffling people around. These cows are just, I don't know if I've ever seen cows do this. Dude, they're like, this one's like crazy. Maybe they got mad cow disease. Y'all remember that? That was like COVID Junior. Remember you were afraid to get mad cow when you ate a burger? Sorry. Rabbit trail, crazy, weird video. Email me if you want to talk. But again, there's so many benefits to being in a smaller town, knowing people, really connecting with people, not being depressed and upset and thinking you have friends because you have social media, and yet you really don't know anybody. And you don't really have any connection at all. You're distant from your wife or your husband. You're distant from your children or your roommates or your parents. You just, right? Because we're lied to relentlessly all day long. And that's why I do this channel. That's one of the main reasons, is being against the world but for it. Because the world is passing away, right? But Jesus has also overcome the world. And so they're just running in a circle. I'm sorry. I'm like a child. It like brings such a weird joy. The other cows up further on the hill are like, what are you guys doing? Maybe they're mating. I don't know. They all look like female cows though, so I don't know what they're doing. This is weird. Weird video. All right, y'all. Take care. It's been a pleasure. Email me if you you want to talk about small town life. You've been thinking about it, just do it, all right? Be against the world for it. See ya.